Hey, Steve Zook, welcome back to Pokeshoot Channel and the Guitar Ladder System. For samples of the Guitar Ladder System, just send me an email, stevezook7@yahoo.com, just like it sounds. STEVEZOOK, the number 7 not spelled out, at yahoo.com. Hey, this recently came in, and you know, can't make this one's got some cool bird's eyes. I can't make this point enough. The great guitars with real mojo are really hard to find. There's so much more to understanding guitars than I think most people realize. Nothing replaces, you know, years and years and years of experience and having, you know, thousands of guitars go through your fingers and your ears. But this is an Epiphone Dot. It's not a normal one, though. It doesn't say made in China anywhere. I can't guarantee it's made in Korea, but it sure sounds like it. And it's really got some mojo. A lot of these Dot 335s are okay. But they a lot of them sound kind of compressed. They don't have good mid-range. This thing sound, I know it's not a solid top, but it sounds like it has a solid top. It just sounds unbelievable. Very, very musical. I don't see a seam in the back either, so let me see who this is. Hang on a second. Hello, this is Steve. Don't you hate those automatic phone calls we all get? Anyway, this is unplugged. I'm sorry, this is plugged in a solid state amp. And another way to tell a great 335 is that it has a little bit of weight. Because oftentimes if they have a little bit of weight, that means that there's a solid mahogany piece down the middle. But this has got like one of those long serial numbers. It's like 121023. 10377, but you can't, a lot of people have trouble understanding this one too. You can't always judge a guitar by its serial number because sometimes they just serial number it for where they're going to store their guitar. I sold a guitar a while back that was exactly like many of the same make and model I've sold before that were made in Korea, but it said made in China, but everything was the same. But this is really a lot of guitars. Some of these Dots are very musical. The very musical ones are very, very difficult to find. And that's not me being a salesman. I know what I'm talking about. This just really, really has a vibe, and I can always tell because I like playing on the I'm not very warmed up. Like I said, I'm using a solid state amp. Let me just give myself a tad more volume. I'm trying to be a good neighbor here. But yeah, this I can always tell a great guitar. I start fantasizing about keeping it. But this has got just a really, like a high-end jazz tone that reminds me like of a solid top. But I know it's not. Not a normal Dot 335. If you can find a good Epiphone Dot 335, and the good ones are really hard to find. Like I said, this one sounds, feels, and looks to me more like it's made in Korea, but serial number may just date it as in China. But it looks like it has a one-piece neck. I don't see any seam there. It's got some really cool-looking bird's eyes on the back. This is just as good as any 335 I've ever had, including Gibson's. You know, like I've said a million times before, great guitars can show up anywhere. Very musical. Anyway, I love this guitar, but it just has a tremendous, and the jazz sound is like a high-end jazz sound. Really don't want to sell this one, but I will. But you got to keep in mind, you know, the cheapest guitar isn't always the best value. I've actually made a lot of money by paying more for stuff that's really special because my customers believe me on the other side because I have a lot of experience. My CDs reviewed at Vintage Guitar Magazine. If you go to vintageguitar.com, put in Steve Zook, you can read the review. The great writer Stephen Stone even mentions he's bought 3 or 4 guitars from me. I know what I'm doing, folks. But yeah, this sounds unbelievable. It's got meat. And it's got some old strings on it too. It'll even sound better once it's, you know, got some. I'll do some stuff with distortion on it later, but it's, you know, my neighbors might still be sleeping, so. This diminished scale, by the way, is a great scale to work on technique. But this guitar just plays great. And it's really clean too. But yeah, like I said, most of the Dot 335 sound pretty good, but they tend to be really kind of dead in the mid bass. This one just was very, very, very musical. And again, that's not sales hype or fluff or bullshit. This is really a nice guitar. I really love this guitar. Like the inside label, like I said, it doesn't say made in China. Serial number is 121-023. 10377, but again, you can't always judge a guitar by serial numbers. Some guitars don't even have serial numbers, some of the early Gibsons. And again, serial numbers often can be correct, but often cannot be correct. There's a gray area in there. Like I said, sometimes they just use a serial number for where they're storing the guitar, but I go by sound and feel and look and how musical a guitar is. This guitar really has a vibe more like made in Korea. You know, I can't guarantee that, and I'm not trying to sell you on that, but it just sounds unfreaking believable. Very musical. I'm gonna make this a short video, but yeah, this is nice. Did not come with a case or anything. It's got a lot of body. Like I said, it almost sounds like it has a solid carved top, which I know it doesn't, but it just has a lot of body and soul in it. And like I said, a big part of that, it could be one of the best designs for a 335 style guitar is to have a solid center block of mahogany. It just adds a tremendous bass and mid-bass and mid-range to it. Gives it a certain solid feel. A lot of the old Ibanez Lawsuit 335s and John Scofield models and things like that had that solid mahogany block, so that's important. Anyway, this is really a beautiful guitar. I mean, I don't see how this guitar could be any better, even if it said Gibson, even if you paid $3,000 for it, and that's not bullshit. I really know my guitars, folks. It's got some really cool looking bird's eyes on the back, and the guitar looks just beautiful. It's got some, you know, the minor scratches on the pickguard type thing, but tuners are really, really good. I think they're Grovers. This is really a lot of guitar, but this is not a garage sale, so, you know, don't email me some ridiculous price on this if you can't afford to pay for something really good. Let's not waste each other's time. Really don't even want to sell this guitar. I could keep it, but I don't really keep much. But yeah, I can always tell a great guitar because I love playing it on the treble pickup as well. Because it's got really a great sounding guitar. Yeah, for samples of the guitar letter system, stevezook7 at yahoo.com. That's STEVEZOOK, the number 7, not spelled out, at yahoo.com. I'll send you a couple samples. Really works, folks. I don't send it all at once. I tell people this over and over again. Sometimes people forget. If I send it all at once, it's not effective. And that's not just according to me. It's also according to the science of neuroplasticity and the way the subconscious mind works. I put a lot of hard work and thought into this, folks. I've really got something special here. Anyway, this is an unbelievable guitar. Very, very, very musical. Like I said, it looks like a one-piece neck. Really good tuners. It's got some bird's eyes on the back of the body. It's just an absolutely gorgeous guitar. It's got a little weight, so I think it's got that solid mahogany center, which helps a lot. I'm just goofing around here. Really a nice box. Let me figure out a price on this. I love this guitar. Don't buy it from me. Is that reverse psychology? Gee, I don't know.